My name is Lana Calhoun, and I've lived in Owatonna for a little over a year. In June of 2011 is when the situation I lived in got really bad. There was a very violent situation that happened in the household. The police were called, the ambulances were called. My kids were thankfully sleeping during the whole entire thing, but that pretty much made me decide that it was time to leave, that I couldn't be there any longer. I was threatened, my life was threatened that day, and I was just like, no, I have to go. The kids and I, when we got a hold of transitional housing, it was kind of weird. I didn't even know what to call. I just had some people who gave me some numbers, and when I called, I remember it was so like I felt comfortable. I didn't feel like I couldn't talk and have conversation. I knew that I was okay to talk about what was going on. I felt so relieved because I knew that I was going to be okay and that there was somebody there that was actually going to help, so I didn't have to keep living that way. The case manager made me feel very comfortable, very personable, wasn't, very friendly, it was overwhelming to know that everything was going to be okay, and the pat on the back of, you know what, you're going to be okay, we're here for you. That was the best thing. But it was the most amazing feeling in the world to have keys in my hand and to be able to walk out the door and lock the door behind me and not have to worry about who was on the other side of that door when I got back home. And the kids, they went crazy. The kids really went crazy. They were so happy. They couldn't, oh, well, this is our room and this is what they had so many ideas for what they wanted to do with their room. And being homeless affects the children a lot. My youngest daughter, she's got a lot of behavior issues that she had attachment disorder. She wouldn't leave my side for a very long time. It took a good 6-7 months before we could actually get her to understand that it was okay to walk away from mom. She could separate and she didn't have to be so close to me all the time. She still has days where she thinks she's got to watch me because she thinks I'm not coming back, but she's okay. She's done a lot better. Takaya the most has experienced a lot of trauma, and she's actually going through trauma therapy right now with her therapist. And there's a lot of situations that stick out in her head that you would never think, that I guess I myself didn't think ever affected her. Because as a parent, I don't think when you're homeless and you're trying to make things better, like I'd gotten to such a low point where I just didn't care anymore. Well, when we moved in a year ago, she didn't want to be a friend to anybody. She didn't know how to be friends with people. It was like she almost just wanted everybody to not like her, because I think she was so used to seeing all the bad past that we had been through. And I so badly, last summer was horrible. I wanted just to see her be a normal child and be able to play with other kids and be able to go to school and enjoy school and camps. It's really hard when you want your kids to become something and they see the things you've went through, because it's harder for them. I think it's harder for a child to overcome those experiences than it is an adult. And in a year, my kids have overcome a lot. The feeling of not being homeless is very overwhelming. I think the first night after I moved my stuff in, a friend of mine and I sat here, and I think I cried for like 3 hours because I just couldn't believe it. And I just kept looking around like, this is mine. I can do this, To know that the children were going to not be homeless again was amazing, because I knew they were safe. I knew that they had somewhere they could call their own. To see their faces change, like it wasn't, Mom, where are we staying tonight? It was, Mom, when do I get my bed? They were really quick to ask, are we going to stay here for a long time, or are we going to have to move again? If it weren't for transitional housing, I honestly don't know where I would be. I probably wouldn't have my children with me. In transitional housing, I've learned a lot of skills. Budgeting is a big thing. The skills are definitely a big reason why I know that I'm going to be happy and my kids are going to be safe and we're going to have a functioning household and family, and I'm not going to have to worry about being back in that bad situation ever again. I refuse to ever let them be homeless again.